Welcome to episode 4 of Storm in a Teacup podcast. I'm one of the co-hosts, Sam, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Charlie.
I am the other co-host.
And hopefully we've got a really good episode in store today. So without further delay, let's just jump straight into it with what we normally like to start with. Our weekly Teacup, where we talk about what we've done last week and just share opinions about that.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first, Charlie, or me? I don't mind.
I can't remember who went first last time.
I wish I could help you there.
I don't mind going first if you want. Yeah.
I don't mind.
I mean, just to kick things off, I have managed to have a coffee here, a warm beverage, ready for this. I'm down to just drinking black coffee now. No sugar, no milk. Because, trying to lose that weight, 0 calories. So, it hasn't cooled down. It's still scolding hot, so I'm just going to leave that over there.
I don't know if you're going to put in a clip of what just happened with me, but I forgot to put sugar in mine. So that was...
Yeah.
That was an experience.
I think I'm either going to add it in, or I might have that as one of the videos that goes up onto the Instagram, just so anyone watching this, if you want to go see the clip of Sam, go follow the Instagram and you'll see it at Storm in a Teacup podcast.
So basically it's going somewhere.
Yeah, it's going everywhere.
Love my misfortune being exploited like that.
Don't worry, it will happen to me at some point.
I shouldn't have spoken into existence, man.
I mean, there's a couple bloopers that have happened so far. I mean, you forgot to record. You forgot to press record.
We didn't start the podcast though, thankfully.
No,
I caught that stuff quite early on.
I mean, think about it. Imagine cause we've had a couple long ones recently. We've had a couple hour and a halves. Imagine we just go for a full hour and a half recording, and you forgot to record. To be fair,
I don't know what we'd do there.
No, I'd just be like, let's just have Charlie as the podcast. No, to be fair, you can hear you in my audio, so I'll just use that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if we want to quickly talk about bloopers, it's not really anything that happened last week. It's something that happened a while ago. So, a lot of modern cameras now, especially like video cameras, they have 2 SD card slots. And, there's a couple type of recording options you can do. One of them is continuous recording. So once one SD card slot fills up, it starts recording straight away to the other SD card slot. And then the other one is where it records the same visuals onto both SD cards. So if one corrupts, you always have a backup. And I was filming a red carpet event, and the SD card filled up, and there was a secondary SD card, but an error came up onto the screen. So this guy I was speaking to is an Asian artist. He was mid conversation, and I was first year uni student. I was 19. I was just this little 19-year-old that turned around to this A-list Bollywood star and just turned around and be like, "Can you just stop for a second?" And he just looked at me, and I quickly just had to sort the thing out on the camera. I was like, "Yeah, go for it, carry on."
Wow.
But he was really nice. We didn't get a drink, but he was like, "Oh, how?" Because I was there with someone else. So he was like, how are you guys? Is there anything you need? Any water? I was like, "No, we're good."
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
Yeah, cool. But weekly Teacup.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this week has been a bit uneventful. Just because of the whole circumstances of being stuck indoors. It's been made even more uneventful by the fact of my knees are just, they're over. They're over, bro. They're gone. So for people that don't know, I've got really, really bad knee problems. I've got problems with the cartilages in my knees. I'm literally one of those people that could have gone pro if it wasn't for my bum knees.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I started laughing.
It's true. I could have gone pro if it wasn't for my bum knees, and I could be 6'4" if my growth wasn't stunted when I was younger by going to the gym.
But instead you're 5'2", 5'3".
I am not. I am taller than that.
Short king.
Shout out to all of my short kings. But So yeah, I've been skipping every day. And my calves have been like a bit tender from skipping, but a few days ago, like the start of this week, I just got out of bed and my knees just like buckled. And then
Jeez.
I've been walking around the flat, been walking up and down the stairs to go shopping if we need to, and it's just the inside of my kneecap is just like in agony going up and down stairs. Like I'm touching it now, and it just hurts putting pressure on it.
As someone who's had leg pain and more specifically knee pain, I don't like hearing that.
Yeah.
Knee pain is not fun.
No, and
Not one bit. It really heckin' sucks.
like
Self-censorship.
my the problem with my knees is like some days I'll wake up and they won't lock, so I'll stand up and my knees will just buckle. Some
Like
days
jelly legs kind of thing.
yeah, and some days they just won't unlock, so my knees will be straight, and I physically have to use both arms to bend my knees because they're it's like an action figure, like they just won't move. But this I haven't had this pain before, and it feels like something needs to like crack, like a bone needs to crack in my knees, but it's not that because I've been bending my knees, I've been trying to stretch them out. I went out today to try and skip, to try and like force through it, and I got 5 minutes in, I just had to go back upstairs because my knees were just in agonizing pain. Like honestly, I wouldn't wish this on anyone, especially just because I'm trying so hard to lose weight and to keep fit and stuff like that in this lockdown, and it's just completely set me back. Like cardio is the best thing for losing weight, and there's other things I can do, there's other things I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to keep as low impact as possible, but it's horrible.
Well, whenever I work out, I do a lot of squats, but I can imagine that if you have bad knees, then
it's a lot more
squats really aren't the one.
Yeah, it's a lot more upper body that I'm having to work. I mean, it's the belly fat that I'm trying to lose anyway, so upper body workouts aren't gonna be harmful to that. It's gonna help with it, but the easiest way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit, which is where you're burning more calories than you're consuming.
Yeah,
So
I've heard that.
I'm eating healthily, and I'm trying to be active, but I can't be hugely active when I can't even jog on the spot for more than 10 seconds without my knees like killing.
I have a question about it.
Yeah.
If you do lose a few pounds, is that going to stop knee things happening as much, or is it like completely unrelated to weight and stuff?
What with my knees or in general? But like, I'm not heavy. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually like a fairly healthy weight. Like, what would be perfect for me to do is what I was planning to do before the gym shut down, was to just go on a complete shred and just turn all of this fat into muscle, basically. Like, but obviously I don't have the most gym equipment here, and I just want to lose weight because I'm not happy in my appearance at the moment. So like, I'd rather lose weight and be like slim and toned than be like big. You know what I mean? I'd much rather be like slender, toned, don't have like a low body fat percentage, and not be like massive, because then once all this stuff clears up, I can start like a healthy bulk and go to the gym and cut it off in a better way. You know what I mean? Like, I can get out of my calorie deficit and start eating more calories and doing more weighted training. But right now, like, as stereotypical as it sounds, I want like a summer body. I want to be, but I'm not one of these guys that wants to be like bursting out my t-shirt. Like, I just want to be slim. I don't want like a big bulging belly.
And as we've established before as well, you've got a girlfriend, so it's not like a trying to get ladies kind of thing with the summer body.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I've always kept fit, and I've always tried to be active and stuff like that. just for myself. Like
Yeah.
in school, I was the complete opposite of how I am now. It was like really, really hard to gain weight. Because I got really ill in like year 8. I had to take a couple weeks off school. I was like at the doctor's for a while, in the hospital for a while, and like yeah, all the weight that I had, I just completely lost it, and I was like really, really skinny in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout sit form, I was just trying to do a really, really clean bulk, just bulk up, and I did. Um, I gained a fair bit of weight, but it was healthy, and I went to a gym, which complemented it. I was fairly athletic and fairly toned, but then like I kind of let it go a little bit. I got a really bad back injury, and I had to stop going to the gym for a while. But I tried to continue being active to kind of like make sure that I didn't like gain a load of weight, which I didn't, luckily. But over the past year or so, I've just been really, really injury prone, and I've been trying like to get back into the gym and get back into the gym, and then like I get back into it, and then something just like crops up. Like at one point, I just couldn't afford the gym. I couldn't afford to have a membership. I had too much stuff to be paying out. So I was like, I won't go to the gym. I'll do home workouts. So rather than getting bigger, I just slimmed down and toned.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just a case of what I would be doing to slim down. I can't because of my knees. So I'm just.
Do you remember what that illness was that you had?
No, not off the top of my head.
Well, what
Yeah.
I thought might be good for you, I've literally just thought of this. Have you ever thought about like resistance bands and stuff?
It is something that me and Hat were literally looking into a few
Mhm.
hours ago. Is what we're going to be getting.
Yeah, because it seems like someone that has like knee problems, and like you said, sometimes you like can't walk right. That you can just kind of like use those instead, just lie on the floor and tie that to something.
See,
Work out your legs
that's
that
what
way.
that's what I will be doing. But
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
this is the thing. Like, my mom was really worried when I started the gym, and I
Mhm.
started getting properly into it, especially because like doing like basketball, I wanted to like strengthen up my legs because a lot of jumping is really high impact, and she
Yeah.
was like terrified of me going on stuff like a leg press. When I'm doing it, completely fine, like legit. Like I have the like the usual leg pains after leg day,
Mhm.
but if anything, it helps my knees and makes my knees like fine because like I spoke to a couple of my friends that are like really, really into the gym, and I told them about like how I couldn't go back because of my back, and one of my friends was just like, oh, it's just because you're not using the equipment properly, and it's like, bro, no, I'm definitely using the equipment properly. I'm surrounded by people that if I wasn't using the equipment properly, they'd tell me.
Yeah,
Like one of my friends, Jeets, he's like a gym freak. He is,
yeah.
because he's proper into his basketball as well. He's like 6'5" or something like that. He's a gym freak. He's built like a brick. And he's done it all himself. And I know that if I was ever using something incorrectly, he'd just tell me. And he hasn't before, but he's told me different ways to use equipment.
Hmm.
But I don't want to say I've been brought up around the gym, but like being active, being into as many sports as I was, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not built like this. I'm not built to last, man. I'm just falling apart.
You know, that
You
seems
know what
pretty
it is? It's
ignorant
because
to say. That seems ignorant
what?
to say. If you're hurting, then you're using the equipment wrong.
Yeah,
Because not every person is the same. Some people have leg
yeah.
issues and arm
You,
issues and stuff.
you know what it
So,
is? I'm just it's because let me quickly check the calendar. I mean,
mm.
in less than 2 weeks, I'm gonna be 21, man. Like I'm getting old. Like
Ooh.
I'm getting on a bit now. But yeah. So, but a bit of a lighter note.
Mm.
Good thing that has happened yesterday. I feel like I've like I've don't know what the word for it. I've unlocked an achievement in manhood, bro. Me and
I was
so
about to joke that you've grown your first facial hair, but you've had facial hair for time now, so...
Exactly. Had a shave actually yesterday, because I needed it, because I look like a bum.
Bald Charlie?
But it's not bald actually. I'm still rocking the goatee. It was just the neck beard and the sides. But Hat has been working like non-stop, and it's just so rubbish, because she's working so much, and she's just getting so much like abuse. Well, not like abuse, but just not having a good time at work. Like, obviously she's a community carer. Her job is to literally go out and care for people that can't care for themselves, and they're just kind of throwing it back in her face. Like,
did we talk about it last episode?
Briefly,
like why they do that and stuff. I think we might.
We talked about sundown hour, but this isn't just that sundown. Okay. That's what it's called. Like, some of the people she goes to see don't have like dementia or stuff like that. These are just people that are paying for private care. Like, there's people that have like just had operations that have gone bad, so they're bedbound, or people that have other like illnesses like MS. But like, with the whole situation in the healthcare system, there's people that are like having a go at her for not wearing a mask, but she doesn't get provided masks by the company she works for, because they're not getting any masks, because they're all going to the NHS. Like, Hat wants to wear a mask. Hat would love to wear a mask or a face shield, but the private healthcare sector are just getting completely like pushed to the side because of like the NHS, which is completely understandable, because they're the free healthcare sector. They're the people that people are going to be going to before anything, because people can't afford private healthcare. But it's just like, some of these people are going on at her for not having a mask, but there's literally nothing she can do. Like, you know, if they wanted her to wear a mask, they could buy them themselves, and one woman has. She's brought masks herself, and is like, to every carer that comes in, wear a mask, sanitize your gloves, because they have disposable gloves, so they always put a fresh pair of gloves and a fresh apron on whenever they go into any house. And it's just like, the woman says, sanitize your gloves, sanitize your hands, sanitize your apron, put one of these masks on. Like, there you go. But, you know, the private healthcare sector is just getting like completely neglected, and it is a shame, because it's like,
it's a shame, but
you
it's
know,
understandable, like you said.
I think the thing that isn't understandable to me is when like supermarkets are letting NHS workers have like an allocated time to go in and do their shopping. Like, I think that is great, because obviously they can't do shopping when everyone else is doing shopping, because like, you know, they're at work.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't, like, a lot of shops aren't doing it for other people working in healthcare. So like, Hat could go in and say like, you know, I'm a care assistant, and they'll be like, do you work for the NHS? And she'll be like, no, I work for a private health company. And they'll be like, no, gotta wait like everyone else.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah, but she's still working the same hours as someone in the NHS. Sometimes even longer than some people. Like, she works from 7 o'clock in the morning till like 7 o'clock in the evening. So, you know, she doesn't have time to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna pop to Morrison's and stand in a queue that's gonna take me an hour to get into the shop, to walk around the shop, do my shopping, and then come back. Like, you know, it is tough. But
God, that's pretty unfair though, man.
Yeah.
About the mask stuff.
Yeah, like, this is the thing. It's completely understandable that they're going to the NHS, but people that Hat's working for need to understand this.
That's more what I meant.
Yeah, it's not Hat's
the people
choice.
that are judging her for it.
Yeah, it's not Harriet's choice that she's not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Her company are dying to get some. Everyone is. Like, people in the people out in the public are like literally like buying masks from any site they can. But
that's what I was about to say. Like, if you ask anybody if they want a mask or not, like 99% of people at least are gonna say, yeah, I want a mask, just to be safer.
But because it's been like such a rubbish like week and stuff. Yesterday when we did manage to go shopping, we picked up a barbecue and sat outside in our garden and had a barbecue.
Is that your man point?
Yes.
That you cooked at a barbecue?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've done it before,
Nice.
but like this was different. I was in my own place with my bird and the can of lager in the other hand.
Yeah.
I was doing it all on the barbecue. I was chefing it up on the barbecue.
I mean, if there's any time to have a barbecue, though,
Yeah,
it's probably now. Just 'cause
this is the thing.
everyone's like confined to their back gardens if they want to go outside, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we have like a huge communal garden because obviously we're in apartments.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just sat on the grass near the pathway so we could sit the barbecue on that so it didn't like burn the grass. And just do our barbecue. One thing though, we were sat kind of like near the flats and like some of the people in the flats were like taking pictures of us, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's strange.
And they were like looking out the window at us, and I was just like, bro, like, I just had me and Hat had our head turns ready for when they turned around and looked out the window. Like at one point, because I think it's like a couple in there, so one of them was looking, and I could see her in like my peripheral, so I just went and stared at her, and she seemed like popped her head back into the window. It's like, I think the thing is, we're not doing any harm. We're sat, well, no one was in the garden anyway, but if they were, we'd be sat away from anyone else. We made sure that there wasn't like too much smoke, and that if there was smoke, we were trying to fan it away from the flats. And we pay our service charge. We can go into the garden as and when we want, as long as we're not disturbing anyone. So, yeah, you know, if you have a problem, come down and say it. But
yeah, no, that's really odd.
it was a really, really nice barbecue. Yeah.
That is a good way of dealing with nosy people, though. Just to look back.
Oh yeah, like I won't shy away. Like, you know, I've lived in. I was saying to Hat, the whole dynamic of flats has completely changed. So till I was in secondary school, I lived in a block of flats, and it wasn't a nice block of flats. Well, it was, but it turned into a nasty block of flats. Like, you know, this was in Handsworth block of flats, and for people that don't know, Handsworth isn't the best area. But
Not at all.
when I was younger, when I was in the block of flats, I think it was when I was in about year 4, was when it went like downhill, and it went downhill really, really fast there. But up until then, like there was such a huge sense of community in the block of flats. I was telling Hat, like, we'd have barbecues all the time, and people, because we were in a cul-de-sac, there was 3 blocks of flats, and people from all 3 blocks of flats would come with food to this one little barbecue that my mum had, and we'd have like a massive cookout. We'd have a gazebo up for people to sit under. We'd have a slip inside. We'd have like juice and ice bars for all the kids and stuff like that. Like, you know, it was a huge sense of community, and the dynamics completely changed. Like, you know, me and Hat were saying it would be nice if after this is all over, like, we have a big, like, flat barbecue. We just have a barbecue and everyone just comes out and joins in. But
I mean, I don't know if I'd want to. After everyone's been like staring at you.
Oh yeah.
Photographing you.
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, they're probably just photographing me and Hat because we look so good. But
yeah, your beautifulness.
You know, exactly. But yeah, like, you know, the dynamics completely changed. Like, we've got a couple people that we speak to a fair bit in this block that we're in, but like there's neighbours in here that me and Hat have never spoken to and don't know who they are. And it's just like, when I was younger, I knew every single person in all 3 blocks of flats, besides new people coming in, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, masculine achievement unlocked. Had a can of lager with my bird, cooking up some burgers on a disposable barbecue. That is the
you'll
highlight.
have to invite me if you ever do a barbecue or anything next time.
Yeah, me and Lauren were speaking about, no, me and Kaylee were speaking about it. We were saying about how we need a big barbecue, and I think that will be, because everyone's saying the same thing. Oh, you know, once it's all over, we need to meet up and stuff like that. I am completely down, but I would be so down for a big barbecue. Like, everyone brings like a little piece each. Everyone brings some food or some drink, and we just sit in a garden and just have like a really, really nice barbecue. That would be so nice.
BYOF.
Exactly.
Bring your own food.
Yeah.
Well, you brought Lauren up. I don't know if you meant to.
Oh yeah.
But I know she's had a pretty rotten week this week.
Yes.
So I hope that if she's listening, this is a bit of a detour.
I need to make one of these afterwards as well.
This is a little special thing for Lauren. You know that Charlie and I are here for you and all of your other friends. So if you need us, just pop up and we'll talk to you.
I need to do a little one of them because one of our avid listeners, one of my friends, she's had like a really, really rough week, past couple weeks, and she listens to every podcast, and I'm hoping she's listening to this one. I'm not gonna mention her name. Yeah, just in case. But you know, I've said it. I'm actually quickly gonna go turn my camera back on. So, 1 second.
Does that mean I have to do more dancing?
Do some dancing.
I'll do some dancing. Oh, we really picked a time for this.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
because that felt so inappropriate.
Oh, actually, 1 second. I'm just gonna turn the ISO up a little bit.
So yeah, what were you saying, Charles? About your friend?
Sorry, I just had to mess with a couple settings on my camera because
that's cool.
Yeah, my friend, she's had a really, really tough week. She's an avid listener. She's listened to all of them up until now, so I'm hoping she's listening to this one as this far in. But
yeah, which is appreciated.
Yeah,
her coming back.
Exactly. I've already told you, but you know, me and Sam are here to provide like a little bit of an escape for everyone, especially you going through all the stuff you've been through. And if you ever need to reach out and message to either of us, but you know, we're always here to talk. Keep your mind off things. As you can tell, we can speak for England, and it goes for everyone really. Like any listeners that are going through anything, you know, if you do want to reach out in this like difficult time, you don't have to talk about the podcast. You don't have to talk about what you're going through. You can just message and just be like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah, of course.
And we'll always speak. But yeah.
And that's the silver lining to this whole thing that's going on right now. That there's no good reason for us not to get back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like really, what are we gonna say? I'm busy today.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Oh.
Charlie and I aren't working.
Oh.
And even if we had jobs, we most likely wouldn't be working. So
I've just completely thought of something. I'll bring it up after your Teacup because it's not something I'm gonna forget. So,
okay, that's fine.
Bro, go for it. But it's completely coming to my mind now. I'm like, I need to bring it up.
Well, I'll probably like build up to my stuff because mine like goes in tiers. So I'll start with the least interesting thing, but I'm also slightly ashamed about it.
Cool.
But myself and a few of my other friends, I have other friends, believe it or not, have been playing Fortnite daily, and I feel like a man-child for doing it.
Wait, what have you been playing?
Like squads and duos.
No,
and
but
stuff.
I mean Xbox or PS4.
Oh, Fortnite is cross-platform, so you can play with PlayStation and Xbox and PC.
Because I was trying to think, I'm thinking, who is it? And now I know who it is.
Well, yeah, we've been playing that, and it's embarrassingly fun. Surprisingly though, because last time I played it, I don't mean like yesterday or whatever. I mean like the last time I had the game and played it and stuff. I wasn't great.
Yeah.
But the other day we literally went on like a 7-game win streak.
Have you got a full squad, like 4 of you, or?
Yeah.
Sweet.
But sometimes when there's 2 of us and we'll just go into duos. And I played solo last night after everyone came off. And in my second and final attempt, I won for the first time solo. So that was real cool.
Well, if you ever need a spare person jumping on, I'll happily jump on.
Well, I know what we're doing after the podcast now. So yeah, that was just a little thing that I've been doing this week.
What?
And next segment. No, I'm kidding.
What do you get with like the battle passes?
Just cosmetic stuff. So like they do weapon camouflages now, which is quite cool.
Okay.
And you can get like costumes and like taunts and emotes and stuff. I feel like I said emotes.
Yeah, you went
strange.
emotes.
Emotes. I can't English. So yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing this week. But I'll add on to that actually. I did buy the Battle Pass yesterday, and I am mortified by my actions, but I've done it now. Can't go back. No refunds.
How much was it?
£8.
That's not too bad though.
But if you play the game enough after buying the Battle Pass, it like pays for itself. So like you earn enough currency to get the next Battle Pass and so on.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
hopefully I only have to pay once.
Because I've seen like Battle Pass, because obviously I played Fortnite with you before. Like when it was, I don't want to say more popular, but when there was the big surge in it.
Yeah.
But you know, I kind of got the Battle Passes then, and I know Call of Duty had started in like the Battle Passes and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I hate.
Yeah, because I've been playing COD recently. I've had a bit more free time on my hands, and like today was my first day playing Warzone. And I dropped into some squads. And I went into the gulag, and yeah, man.
Well, I'm a strong believer in the fact that if you pay for a game once, then like that should be it really. There shouldn't be any like things you have to buy to get stuff. That seems really out of order to me.
See, I've mentioned it to you before. I'm not good at FIFA. I am not good at FIFA.
Yeah.
I'm like below average, but FIFA to me seems like a pay to win kind of game.
I mean, it is really.
And I know for a fact if I was actually like one of those people that played FIFA, still wasn't good, but I'd be that like idiot that packs like Team of the Year or Team of the Season Ronaldo and not use him to his full potential because I'm so whack at FIFA.
So you'd be a whale basically.
Yeah.
Deadpool's in Fortnite now actually.
Deadpool?
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about that because unpopular opinion, but Deadpool's like the most overrated superhero to me.
What's that?
I just don't. I find him a bit annoying.
Do you find Deadpool annoying, or do you find the representation of him in Marvel films annoying?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask if I found Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, like, here's Deadpool.
Well, he had the Deadpool game, which seemed quite cool, but that came out when I was probably like 16. So my my whole mindset would have been completely different back then. But yeah, no, I'm not sure if it's like the fourth wall breaks, because those can be used like, you know, in a cool way.
Yeah.
But, what I think it is that like when someone's always on, then it's a bit annoying. Like he's always trying to quip and stuff. And I'm talking about him like he's a real person. He's a comic book character. But yeah, enough about Fortnite. We spoke for an embarrassing amount of time about that. Even a few minutes is too long.
It can go
so
in the tags.
Thing, what'd you say?
It can go in the tags.
Yeah. So the next thing, we spoke about it last week, and I kind of wish we didn't now, was the Modern Family season finale.
Yeah.
Because that came out yesterday morning, and I watched it when I woke up illegally.
Did you cover your mouth again?
Yeah. So they can't prove I said it.
See, you didn't.
That's how it works, right?
You didn't actually say it. I just took a voice clip of you saying it and put it in the audio. That's what it was.
Yes. So yeah, I watched that, and I kind of hated it.
Oh.
Because Modern Family is one of those shows that, like, kind of like The Simpsons and Family Guy, where like the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. And like I've been watching it for so long that I kind of had to watch it through to the end. And for whatever reason, I kind of hoped that they'd like have a good episode as the last one. But nah, I was wrong. It was just like super like forced, and on the off chance someone who's listening to this hasn't seen it yet, and like watches the show, I won't try spoil it. But it just seems like a lot of the things the characters did were written in just to like end the show. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Like it didn't feel natural. It was just like, oh yeah, this person's doing this thing now. Bye.
Can I ask something actually?
Huh?
Can I ask you something quickly?
Yeah, sure.
how many shows have you watched? Like
Start
to finish, yeah.
I think 3.
See, because like
That's what I'm counting right now, but I could be wrong.
you know, like I was thinking about it a while ago, but there was so many cartoons that I watched as a kid
Mhm.
that just kind of finished, like out of nowhere. There wasn't like a finale episode; they just finished. And the problem that I have is it seems that every show that I like gets cancelled, so I never
Yeah.
actually get to see the finish of it. But yeah, like, I haven't watched many shows from like start to finish, especially like as they're coming out. You know what I mean? It's not like Breaking
Mhm.
Bad. Like there's people that I know that have watched Breaking Bad start to finish when it's already finished. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can
yeah.
just binge watch all of it. But there isn't many shows I don't think that I've watched from start from the first time they air till finish till like the last time they air.
Well, I'm just. Yeah, okay. I was checking who a cast member was. But I've seen one show on YouTube, but it's like 2 seasons long, so I don't know if I count it.
Mm.
But like I said, it's on YouTube, so it's like completely free.
Mm.
But it's called the Critic, or if you want to use my English accent, the Critic. And it's got Nancy Cartwright, the woman that plays Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got her in it. She's like a co-star or whatever.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just about this film critic that what would you know? He reviews films. But yeah, it's quite good. If you've got nothing better to do, I'd give it a watch. So I've seen all of those, and I've seen Modern Family, like I said, The Undateables, which we also spoke about. Actually, tell a lie, a new episode came out yesterday, and I didn't watch that.
Okay.
So, not The Undateables. I take that back. And Community, which I've spoken to you about plenty, and I've watched it with you.
Yeah.
And again, going back to the last podcast, I had it had Donald Glover in it, so
The boy.
that was him like showing off his acting chops and stuff. But yeah, that's a real cool show. But unfortunately, that's got the same kind of thing that I said with Modern Family, where it gets worse as it goes on.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is because I know there was a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. Like you know who Dan Harmon is.
Yeah.
He got dropped from the show in one of the seasons, and then I think like some other director had it for a season or two, and then Dan Harmon came back for like the last season or the last couple of seasons, and that just made the show like irreparably damaged, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucked, but yeah, I think it's just a 3. I could be missing one though.
Okay.
I've seen a bit of Black Mirror, but
Yeah.
oh, Inside Number 9, I've seen one of those as well. So that's
I
4.
haven't watched that, and I've been told to watch it because apparently it's really good, and I really want to watch it.
Probably by me. You've been told to watch it.
I've been told by someone I used to work with, and I think I have been told by you. Yeah.
For anyone else listening, I'll explain it if you've not seen it. Basically, it's I'm not sure what the word is, but it's not like a continued narrative. It's like a new story each episode. Kind of like Black Mirror and stuff like that. And it's like a comedy, and then at the end of pretty much every episode, there's like a dark twist, and it basically just means that you can't watch like any episode once. You have to watch it again and be like, I know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's really good. I don't know when the next season's coming out though, because the last one came out a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But I don't think it's been cancelled, and it's like a really good show, so it shouldn't be cancelled.
Yeah.
But it is on Netflix. I'm not sure how many episodes are on Netflix, but it's also on BBC iPlayer. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have ads.
BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, I think
no,
so.
it doesn't. It doesn't have ads because public service broadcaster.
That might be a bit rotten though for anyone that isn't listening from England.
Yeah.
I mean that who's listening that isn't from England, because I don't know what their Netflix and BBC says. But yeah, those are the shows that I've seen. And the final thing, I think, unless I can think of anything else, is that you don't know this actually, because like we said before, we don't tell each other what we're going to say. is that I am like fully boyfriended now.
Wait, no,
Like, it's official.
I do know that because you put it on your story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big stupid mate.
I'm going to find an applause. I'm gonna add it in now. I will find it.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yes.
Just so I can do my part. But yeah, it's official pretty much. And he did leave a comment on one of our posts, and I've just messaged him before we started recording, and he said that it's totally fine to like name and shave him. So yeah, boyfriend's name is Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Huzzah, has a name, no longer blank.
Can I ask actually, is it Ben or is it Benjamin and everyone calls him Ben?
Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
But that's his government name. It's like calling me Samuel. You just don't do it unless you want to punch. I think actually I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, he's gonna like crucify me. But wait, I'm thinking if I am wrong now. But he has told me because his dad's from Cyprus,
Okay.
so he does have like a Cypriot version of his name.
Yeah.
And that's Benjamin.
Okay.
So instead of a J, it's an I.
Oh, okay.
Which I find quite funny, and I call him that every now and then. I don't get that about like Greeks and stuff, why they have like different names. Like Yanis, his non-Greek name's Adetokubo, but his Greek one is Antetokounmpo, which is quite a bit longer.
I think it's cool. Like different places have like different specifications when it comes to names. Like I know, like a lot of places in Eastern Europe, like girls' names end in an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Hungary.
We know
Latvia.
some people with that.
Yeah, I know a couple people.
Latvian
with that.
and Polish.
Yeah, Polish as well.
What
I think's funny is that, like obviously I've got family in like Kenya and stuff like that, and represent. A lot of people I know from.
So do I, by the way.
Yeah.
Kenyan through and through. 100% pure blood Kenyan.
A lot of people I know from places in Africa, they'll have like a first name and then they'll have like a stereotypical British name as their middle name.
Oh, I've heard that a lot of African people have like an English version just because their name's like hard to pronounce, so they just go by like Paul.
Yeah, and like one of my friends, he is from Senegal. He'll kill me if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's that.
They speak French there, if that helps.
They do, yeah. I think he. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. And throughout school, like everyone just used to call him William because that was his middle name, and it was on the register and stuff like that. And then like, cause he didn't go to our school. And then at like the end of year 11. He went into school with, you know how everyone gets their shirt signed?
Yeah.
He had a football number on the back of his t-shirt. I can't remember what number he played as. I think it was something 11 is what's coming to mind. But so he had a number on the back, and he had his first name, his actual first name, on the back of the shirt.
Wow.
And everyone was like, "That's not your last name." He was like, "Oh yeah, that's my name." And everyone was like, "No, your name's William." And he was like, "No, that's my middle name."
Wow.
And it was just...
Do you know his first name?
I can't remember it. I've just called him Will for like the longest time.
I honestly thought you were about to say I can't pronounce it.
No, because he's told it me like a load of times. Because even his parents just called him Will and William.
Yeah. That's strange. You'd think that if you name your kid, then you'd have no problem saying his name. But that's funny.
But he's great, man. His parents are lovely as well. Like his mom is like one of those like people that brings a community together. Like everyone's just her kids. Like because I met Will when I was in like year 5, I think, and I met him when I did like this athletics club. And we met there, and he had a birthday party at his house, and his mom met us all for the first time there, and she was like one of the most enthusiastic women I've ever met, and she's still like that. Like this woman will just break out into song and dance whenever she wants, and we'll just
Wow.
go with it. Like, she'll be in the middle of a shopping centre, and like a song will come on the PA, and she'll go ham. Like,
Well, I feel like my mum's very like that.
your
Like,
mum's
she's
great.
like everyone's mum.
Your mum is great. I love your mum. Shout out to Debs.
She's said a few times now, actually, behind closed doors, like, "Oh yeah, I like that Charlie boy. He's my son."
I love your mum.
She just like, adopts people like unconsensually.
Yeah.
She's just like, "Yeah, you're mine now." Just
I mean, to be fair, my mum and my family always ask about you. They always ask about you. They're like,
I matter.
how's Sam doing? What's Sam up to nowadays? Like, what's he doing?
Well, what's funny is one of our friends. He said that his mum refers to me as a. I can't remember 100%, but I think he said that she goes. She says Sam, and then she says like, "Is that the one that?" And she does like the gay hand.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's just amazing. But yeah, speaking of my mum, actually, she messaged me yesterday asking if she was okay to watch episode 1 of the podcast, and I said yeah.
Bro, tell your mum, go through. She can watch them more. She can be a guest. Your mum is great.
I did say that actually. I was like, they're quite long, you know, mum. And she was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I was like, you got 4 hours then? She was like, yeah. What else am I doing? But I think she's only seen episode 1. But like I said, she said she has 4 hours to watch them all. Plus this one coming out on Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Got my eggs.
Mine are in the kitchen actually.
Yeah, just bring out a boiled egg on a spoon. But yeah, new viewer, mum.
I mean, I have said I was speaking to you before this, and I've said that I'm gonna post a link to our channel on my Facebook, and just see where that goes. Really, see if any of my.
I don't think you did say that. That's awesome.
Yeah, see if any of my family want to watch it. I think part of my family is kind of annoyed with me at the moment. Actually, my
Why?
well, they're not annoyed with me, but I think they're just a bit like, oh, because you know how me and Hat went to Scotland for her birthday. I uploaded some pictures onto my Instagram, onto both my my personal and my visuals. Link in the description if you want to go check that out.
I'm gonna look.
But yeah, and my aunt on my dad's side, because my dad's side's Scottish.
Ooh,
She commented on my personal account and was like, "Oh, you should have told us you were up here. We could have met up." And then my uncle, her husband, commented like pretty much the same thing on my visuals page. And it's just like,
that's funny.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like,
Which picture is it? I'm curious.
my aunt commented.
Is it the Are You Asking one?
Yeah, the carousel of the.
I really like that, man. That was cool.
Thank you.
Helped my brain a bit.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'm gonna start doing them.
I just wish it when like you could like loop it, just spin the whole way around over and over.
Honestly, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Instagram, get to Sam for some ideas.
Wait, I just saw your bio. Life gave me lemons, so I sold lemonade to buy a nice camera.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, man.
That's fine.
I grinded.
Aspiring something or other. Beautiful.
But you made a good segue onto Easter.
Yep. Easter. Jesus Day. What?
Yeah, man.
Do we need to say like why Easter's a thing, or do people know that story?
I think people know that story, and if you don't, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that you can go watch.
Cliff Notes version. Easter's to celebrate the day that Jesus came back from the dead. Was he dead? Yeah, he was dead. That was a dead boy.
I just want to fully
it's to celebrate him coming out the cave.
I want to fully respect the fact that you know about Cliff Notes.
Huh? Cliff Notes? Oh yeah, totally. I did media, didn't I? So I know footnotes and Cliff Notes and
fully respect it.
Head notes and toe notes, finger notes. But yeah, Easter.
Yeah.
We in a way doing a Teacup part 2, but more like live Teacup, because we were going to talk about our like memories of Easter. But I could can only think of the one really, but you said you've got a few, didn't you?
I think I've got like 2, maybe 3.
Should we take it in turns then?
Yeah, go for it.
That seems fair, because then you can do yours, I'll do mine.
Yeah.
And you can do yours again, and it doesn't seem like I am as boring as I am.
You're not boring.
So yeah, you go first and I'll go second.
The first memory that I have of Easter is, and I don't know whether...
First ever memory of Easter?
No, just the first memory that comes to mind whenever I think of Easter memories is, I didn't go to like a religious primary school, but every Easter we had this woman come into our primary school, and she'd have a little easel with her, and she'd paint onto the easel the story of like why we celebrate Easter, and like she'd have like, what's the word? She'd have like markings already on the page, so she knew like where to paint and stuff. So
like
she
paint by numbers kind of thing.
Not like paint by numbers, but like she.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like on a stage where you have like duct tape and stuff.
Kind of, but it was almost like she already painted on, and it had just faded away.
Okay.
But I don't know whether she had like 2 pieces of paper on the easel, because the paper folded over. Like she had an easel with like a fair bit of paper on it. I don't know whether she stuck 2 pieces of paper together and had the markings on the page behind it, so she was like tracing over it or what. But like every single Easter, this woman came in and did the same thing, exactly. Like she never mixed it up, never asked the audience, never did anything like that. Always just the same thing. Come in with her.
I like the idea of that. Her just like shouting for requests.
Legit, like she'd just come in and be like, "So,
yo, what do you want me to paint now? Yeah."
Look, I would have loved a little caricature, but nah.
They could have a leg then.
But
that's X-rated.
But yeah, so that's my like the memory that always goes back, because literally like I'm talking from when I was in reception to year 6. Every year without fail, this one would come in, paint the story of Easter, and then just go. But wow. she'd do her thing, get her paycheck, and off she popped.
The same thing every time.
Like legit, I don't even think she changed like her paint. Like there was no extra colours.
Just the same paint.
Yeah, like
it's gone all dry.
Like I don't know whether she like, you know. I mean, part of me wants to say that she had the same paintbrush all the way since reception, but like you know,
spits in it to wet it again. Oh, that's horrible. It's just like ketchup. So yeah, I guess I'll go next.
Go for it, man.
I feel like mine's a memory that a lot of people are gonna have, because it's like a thing that we do at schools for some reason. But I might be wrong. Do you remember ever having those colouring competitions where you'd get a picture of a paint by numbers bunny, and then you just like colour it in, and the best one wins?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
Exclusive
never had that.
Scoop. So yeah, I pretty much explained it. We had a picture of like a white bunny, and then we like coloured it in. Said all this already. You're welcome for repeating myself. And yeah, every year I felt majorly snubbed. Because how I was as a kid, I was like super smart, and I don't know why or what happened to me to make me unsmart. But yeah, so I'd always like take like super care to make something look nice and colour in the lines and, you know, make a masterpiece. And then every year it'd just be this like mess that would win, and I'd be like, oh great, snubbed again, rigged. So yeah, that's my memory of Easter. Unpleasant, being unfairly discriminated against for my big brain. But I think, if I'm not wrong, the prize wasn't even that good. I think it was an egg, like an Easter egg, and that was it.
Fair enough.
Or it might have been a big basket.
Oh.
Which would make that'd give me a good reason to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I want a big basket full of stuff. But I do know that everyone else, and I think that's what they do now at my school, is they do Easter bonnet parades where you just make the best hat and then you win that way, and it's like a catwalk kind of thing.
I know about them, but I never did one of those either.
See, I remember, I literally only remember one of them, and I never participated in it, so this was just me as a spectator. but someone had like a wicker basket, I think that's the right term, on top of their head, and they had like hay in it. And you know those little decorative like fluffy chicks that you can get?
Yeah, I know.
They put those in it, and it was simple, but it was amazing. And I don't think they won, but they should have, because that's just genius. But yeah, that's all of my Easter stories, except from eating chocolate. But I did used to be one of those types that would like eat a few days early, but I'm just not that now.
Yeah.
Like, I've had these. Well, I've had this one. I didn't realise I'd be interacting with my props. I've had this one for like months now, because we like prepare in advance.
Yeah.
I've had this one for a few days, but yeah, I'm just waiting for Sunday, the day episode 4 will come out. Go give it a watch. Oh wait, you already are. So yeah, I'm just counting down the days until I can go ham on those. So yeah, I think it's yours next, Charles.
I've actually thought of 2 things. One of them's not really a memory, but one's like an ongoing thing. So because I'm not christened or declared, I can't actually officially have a godfather. But my godfather always buys myself and my brothers and our partners and my mum Easter eggs with our names on them.
Wow.
So he gets Thornton Easter eggs, and he gets them customized to have like our names on them. But so he does that every year, and like I don't know why. My camera's died actually. Well, not died, but it stopped recording. I'll go sort that out. But yeah, it's just great. And once I turn my camera back on, I'll go to my other memory.
I'm already dancing. Don't worry about it. So I know he does that, man. The 30-minute thing. But
say that again, sorry.
I said it's annoying how he does that.
See,
are you recording again, by the way?
Yeah, I'm recording now.
Cool.
I don't know. Some cameras it does. Some camera it doesn't. It's to do with the firmware on it as well. Like, but the other memory I've got is my school always used to do this thing where they'd give us daffodils. They're the yellow ones, aren't they? Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend to know and say yes.
I'm gonna quickly check because I don't want to look like, especially because I was talking about being proper into flowers. Like,
I'm gonna shake my head and say yes, just so I'm right either way. Yes.
Yes, daffodils. So.
Well, funky I might have been on show then.
They're some of the flowers that bloom earliest when it comes to spring. So what my primary school used to do quite a bit is they used to give out bulbs, and we'd have like competitions of who can grow the best daffodils. So they give it us a couple of weeks in advance of Easter. We'd grow them, and they always used to run the competition. However, I don't really remember there being many assemblies of people showing off their daffodils. I think people just kind of gave up, or they killed the daffodils. But yeah, they always used to give it us and be like, oh, you know, if you grow the most, or you grow the tallest, or the best, then you win a prize. But yeah, I always had the bulbs. I always used to grow them, but I never used to bring them into school because I just couldn't be bothered.
I'm just imagining those, you know, those like fake babies that you can get to like rehearse how to be a parent.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining those, but with the daffodils. So like some have the flower petals cut off, and some are growing upside down. So just all over the shop.
I'm just gonna bring it up just because I don't want to forget it, even though I said I wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
The thing that sprang to mind earlier is obviously Zoom has become like a really popular thing in terms of like conference calling now because of the whole situation of not being able to meet up with people.
I can't understand why.
Me and one of my friends were talking. Imagine if there has been a Zoom wedding. Because obviously weddings aren't happening at the moment because the churches have been like shut and stuff like that, and they're just not doing it. But imagine someone's just like, oh, you know, we're gonna get married, we're doing it, and we're doing it on Zoom, and there's just a Zoom wedding, like an officiator on cam, the guests all joined into the party, everyone just watching this couple get married over Zoom.
For a second, I thought you genuinely meant that someone did get married on Zoom.
No, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they have, but like,
no, I'd delay it.
Honestly, imagine.
I know there are people though that are into that, just like recording a wedding and sending in like a video to people. But I don't know about that.
It is one of those things, like, because obviously doing like media and stuff, people have asked me if I do like wedding videography and photography. Something I've looked into. Wedding videography, it's cool and all, but there's a difference between that and getting married on Skype or Zoom.
Yeah.
But
well, I know for sure that if I get my wedding recorded, I'm having like VFX and stuff all over it. Like, as soon as I say I do, I want there to be like an explosion. I want the audience to explode, the minister to explode. What else?
Well,
fireworks.
I was the same friend I was speaking to about that. They also do media. They go to my uni, and I was telling her that I watched a video not too long ago of this guy who was filming a wedding, and he was holding like a stabilizer, which is something that you like stick your camera on. It gives you like really smooth shots.
Yeah.
So those are fairly expensive. He also had a fairly expensive camera attached onto it with a fairly expensive.
Scared me talking about you. I feel like something that's gonna happen.
Well, I say fairly, a very expensive lens on it.
Uh-huh.
And he was walking backwards up the aisle, and he just did fall into the fountain at the end of the aisle with all of his equipment. Like he just straight in, like, and the pain like went straight through me. I was like, because you can get cameras that like are fairly robust. Like my camera that I'm using now is what's called weather sealed, which means that it isn't waterproof, it isn't dust proof, but it has seals on the camera which like can resist it for a fair amount, so I can like go out in the rain with my camera and not worry about water getting into my camera. But there's a difference in going out the rain and then just getting my camera and just dropping it into a fountain. Like,
I think my phone's like that.
I think it is. My phone's like that.
Well, I've dropped it in water a couple of times. The one of them was real disgusting. Now, I spoke about it before we started the podcast. But I peed in the toilet, and then I dropped my phone in the toilet. So I had to switch my own pee and the toilet.
So
not a fun memory.
Easter, spoken about. Do you want to move on to the next topic? And
I see. We had a few topics, so
I mean,
we more have like a free range to pick whatever. But thankfully, this week, unlike last week, has like actually had some stuff going on. Because last week it was genuinely nothing, and we were really straining to have something to talk about, culturally.
I think because I'm wearing his jersey, I have to bring it up.
Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
The boy, Kobe Bryant. I'm just gonna
Kobe Bean.
There we go. Lift up the Lakers jersey. He has been inducted into the Hall of Fame for basketball.
Who else is it? It's Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Oh, there's other people as well. There's coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never been so happy and so sad at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's rotten, man.
I was speaking to Hat, like, the thing is, like, I've idolised him throughout like the whole time that I've been watching basketball, and I've always said that I'm like, he's going to the Hall of Fame. He's got to. He's got to be inducted. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He is going to be one of them. Like, it's a select group. Like, not every basketball player gets put into the Hall of Fame. You have to be special. And
yeah, I think even that's like overstating it.
Yeah,
it's like so rare.
And it's just like, I've watched the ceremonies, and everyone's got the meme of Jordan, like, because he was crying during his speech.
Yeah.
And
then he became a meme again by crying during his speech.
But it's just like, I think the thing that hit me is Kobe Bryant has been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're never going to hear the speech that he would have given.
Well, I'm hoping that he's like written it down, so we at least know.
See, Hat was saying that, and I've just said it's just not the same.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean.
I know.
It's his words,
yeah.
At least. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh yeah, that was it. I'm just glad that he was announced before he passed.
Yeah.
Because that's how you know it's like genuine. It's not like I don't want to call it like pity points.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like they've not been like he's died, so now we have to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like he was alive when they announced it. And yeah, he defo deserves it. Because he, for better or for worse, I know you're gonna say. Well, whether he deserves it or not, that's what I meant. I know you're gonna say he defo does, but he's in the discussion for like best of all time. So he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, defo.
He is just. I mean, he's more than just a player. Like the fact is, the people that he has trained with, the young stars that he has trained with in basketball have progressed so much. Trae Young, Luka, Kawhi.
Devin Booker's another one, I think.
Yeah, Kawhi,
good friends.
Devin Booker. Like they've just accomplished so much, and it's just like, you know, I'm not saying it was just because of Kobe, but I mean, I've seen in some of the games they've played that they're doing the moves that he did, and they're doing them to perfection, and they've got that mentality that he had.
I just realised that anyone that doesn't follow sports, we literally could have just made up some names, so and they'd have been like, huh,
yeah,
I know Kevin Flomberson. He's a good one.
but yeah, I'm very happy to see that Kobe Bean Bryant has been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and yeah, I'm over the moon. I know, like I said, I knew it was gonna happen, but to happen so soon after his retirement as well, it's great. It's great.
What is it? It's like is it a 5-year wait time, or is it 3? I know there is a certain amount of time you have to wait. I think it's a bit stupid.
I think it's. I want to say 5 actually.
I think as soon as you get on, it should be fair game. But I think Tim Duncan might have retired in 2017, so I think it might be 3.
Yeah, it might be.
But yeah, no, I think as soon as you retire, it should be, you know, you should be eligible. I don't get why there's a wait time.
I think it's one of those things because of Jordan, because he retired, came back, retired, came back again.
Unless scared about unretirement.
Yeah.
Magic did the same, didn't he?
He did,
Magic Johnson.
He did.
Well, what I know about Magic, which is real cool, is that he retired when he got his diagnosis, and then he got voted to play in the All-Star game, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So like people didn't forget him just because he retired, and then he came back. God, that man looks so good though for his age, especially his diagnosis as well. Jesus, yeah. He has like 500 gleaming white teeth in his mouth, not a wrinkle. I want to be Magic Johnson when I grow up. 6'9".
Same.
Well, I'm already 6'7", so you know.
Wow.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're
What's funny?
Because you're 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. What's funny?
Wow.
I'll stand up if you want me to prove I'm 6'7".
Bro, I know.
Are you ready? I'm gonna stand up.
No, don't. I know I know Editor Charlie here can work his magic, but he can't fake the.
I've stood up. Okay, I'm 6'7".
So what you mean is you're leaning on your chair to make yourself look big, or you've got the microphone close to yourself. I mean, not microphone, camera close to yourself, so you're not in shot.
No comment.
Part of me.
That joke translates.
Part of me just really thought that your microphone unplugged then, because it was deathly silent.
But yeah, for real, I'm pretty sure I'm 5'10". 5'11", I mean.
Let's not get into the whole height discussion.
See, you know, you'd know if I was lying, because I'd say 6 foot.
To be fair, I've seen that. I've seen any guy that says he's 5'11" is lying, because if he was, he'd just say he's 6 foot.
My Tinder bio used to be actually 5'11" but 6 foot with shoes. But who's counting? That was the bio. But I'm terrible at those. But yeah, Kobe, congrats. Yeah. Tim Duncan as well coming on it. Anyone else that got put in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure you did your graft and deserve to be there.
Yeah. There's not
You
as
know who
much
does
stuff.
deserve to be in the Hall of Fame though? And I saw a comment yesterday saying it.
Mm.
Ernie Johnson. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. The TNT inside the NBA broadcaster. What is it? 30 years he's been doing it now. That's mental.
Yeah,
That is genuinely crazy.
I think I could get behind that.
Yeah, man like Ernie J. But are we going to talk about another pop culture thing or no?
This up to you, my co-host. What?
You know, let's try to talk about everything we have. We can go rapid fire.
Yeah.
So Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Has been very poo-poo in the last week or so, because of the Peroni flu. So what? Yeah, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
He got put in a hospital and then intensive care, and
He's been released from intensive care now.
Yeah, no, but I'm just trying to think of how to define intensive care for anyone else that doesn't know what it is. But it's not like what's it? It's not where you go before you die, but it's like, you know, where you need extra help.
Intensive care, like, it is like that. Yeah, it's basically where you have more monitoring done to you. A lot of people that have just had pretty big operations, they'll go into ICU, so an intensive care unit, and like only immediate family are allowed in, depending on the circumstances. You have to be over 16 or over 18 to be able to go in if you are immediate family. But you get a lot more. It's when you need a lot more monitoring done for you, especially if you need special forms of medication. So if you were to have an operation, you'd go to ICU afterwards so they can monitor you and then take you to a ward. Or if you were on a ward and things went a bit south, they take you to ICU. But luckily, he has been released from ICU. And I just want to say, like, as much as, like, without getting political, as much as the general election was a bit up and down in terms of who voted for who, and I know a lot of people weren't the happiest when he got put into power. I feel so sorry for the guy, and I think he's been doing the best he can do. He should have put in the measures that he has done earlier, in my opinion, to kind of stop the spread of the Peroni flu. But the man has been in as Prime Minister and has been hit with everything. He's been hit with a pandemic. He has a fiance who is pregnant, who had the potential to have caught the Peroni flu from him.
I thought I heard she also had it.
I don't know whether... I haven't kept up with her. To be fair, I haven't kept up with it. A lot of my friends have been giving me information about it. But just like, you know, he's been hit with managing a pandemic, then got caught up in the pandemic and caught it himself, has gone to ICU, and is just backwards and forwards, and it's crazy.
Well, we had a theory, my Fortnite squad and I, that he wasn't like too ill, but because of who he is, that they might just like extra make sure that he's okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if he passes, then for the country, that's not great politically.
It's crazy.
Because we don't know another. You know, I'm not going to get political, but I will. You know, it's not political. I like people voting for people. That's all I'm going to say. So, Theresa May, I didn't really agree with being put there because no one voted for her except the politicians themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't want that again. I don't want that again.
I saw something earlier today actually, and it said some people could have caught the Peroni flu, beaten the Peroni flu, and not had any idea that they had it.
Well, one of my friends thinks he had it like at the start of the year, but I don't think he did. I feel like he'd know.
I'm trying to think which one.
I feel like you know which one.
I think I do.
But I think I heard, speaking on like measures being taken and stuff, that Wuhan is out of lockdown.
I don't know if it is yet. I know they wanted to get out of lockdown before Easter. I don't know whether they have or not. I think they wanted to be out of lockdown by the 17th of April. And this is...
I'm fact checking right now.
Please do.
Yeah, no. Lifted as city re-emerges from... I almost said it then. From Peroni flu
Oh, no, well, I'll
crisis.
bleep it out. What I think is crazy is just the fact that the USA is the epicenter for it now, and the amount of commercial flights that are still happening.
Well, I think I heard that Europe's like where it's all at now. Which is pretty not great for us.
Well, you know, we'll keep everyone updated on the measures that are happening on the podcast. But
yeah.
as far as things stand, it's basically just the same, really.
Well, on the subject of Peroni flu, there have been a number of theories flying around about like it and how to treat it and stuff, and they're just like, I want to say I don't know how people fall for it, but I know that there's like some gullible people out there and stuff. One of them at times. But like, there's been talk of 5G causing it.
Yeah.
And I think the whole backing behind that is because there were like towers and stuff installed like at the time and at the place when it started happening.
Yeah.
But like Italy has no towers, so you know. Explain that one.
I mean, I keep on joking with Hat that whenever I get a headache, I'm like, oh, that 5G is acting up again.
It's literally just like saying that, let me think of a good example, that Wi-Fi is giving you insomnia. You know, it's just, there's no like basis.
I mean, I've seen so much stuff about it. I've seen people saying, like, if you're worried about 5G, you should throw out your microwave because that's doing more harm than 5G.
I think
there was a video.
Yeah, carry on.
Do you want to carry on? Oh,
yeah.
Cheers. There was a video that I saw, and it was a woman approaching these two men working in the street, and they were laying down some lines for a 5G tower that had been connected or something like that, and she was basically just harassing them.
Nice.
She was just like, you know, why are you two guys working? Are you key workers? And they were like, you know, we're doing as we're told. And she was like, oh, you need to be stood 2 meters apart, blah blah blah. Why are you doing this? And she was like, do you know that you're laying down wires for 5G network? And the guy was basically just like, you know, my manager's kind of over there in that van. If you want to go speak to him about it, like, feel free. And she just like,
don't tell me she said no.
No,
to speaking to him.
I don't know if I watched the whole video because it was like a couple of weeks ago that I watched it. But the biggest thing I remember from it is she was like, "Oh, do you have kids?" And he was like, "No," and she was like, "Oh, you know, do you still have your parents around?" And he was like, "Yeah, I have my mom," and she was like, "Well, what are you gonna do when this turns on?" And bye to mama, because she was basically saying that his mom's gonna die because of the 5G towers. And
I'd say I'm bringing you with her. B word.
Like, it's just like the guy's doing his job. Like,
yeah.
You know, he might not be necessarily a key worker, and he shouldn't be out on the street. Yeah, and he should be 2 meters away from his colleague and stuff like that. But if the guy's got to work to pay bills, like, the guy's got to work. But there's no need to harass him like that, especially when he's just taking orders from someone above him in the job front, and he's literally said, my boss is over there in the van, go speak to him. But she just didn't, and I just thought it was just, you know, everyone has their right to free speech and their own opinion, but you shouldn't be harassing someone working like that. Like, just let the guy do his thing, and if you do have a problem with it, he said, my manager's over there, go speak to the manager.
See, I think that if you're going to be a Karen and ask to talk to someone's manager, say it with your chest.
Yeah, man.
You know, go up to that manager, say, what are you doing? So yeah, that's really stupid.
Say it with your chest.
I'm sticking my chest out.
Same.
Final thing. Oh no, that was all of the current events. But there has been a little scandal recently, but it's like leading on to something else. But the YouTuber KSI's brother, Deadgy.
I thought you were just going to call him that.
Yeah, the YouTuber KSI's brother. He made a video saying that he thinks he has the Peroni flu. And like a few days later, if not 1 or 2 days later, he said, "Oh, I'm fine." You know, I can't remember entirely what he said, but it was a really bad response video. If he said, sorry for cutting you off, but if he said, like, you know, I thought I had symptoms, but it turns out I'm okay, but everyone's on like high alert because of what's going on right now, that'd have been like fine, because we're all a bit paranoid about it, and that's totally understandable. That's not what he said at all, and I really wish I do remember what he said, but it was a really poorly made response, I think.
I didn't watch either of the videos in their entirety. I didn't watch the second video of him responding to it, but I watched a bit of the first video, and it just sounded like he was talking like this. Like, he was just trying to give himself like a sore throat, like, oh yeah.
I heard him get compared to when you're on a day off school, so you act ill. So you don't really talk.
Yeah.
Your throat. It's not. I sound like I'm dying.
Yeah.
That's what he said in the video.
Like, you know, I just thought, you haven't got it. Like, what are you doing, lad? But
I could be remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said in the video that he got like carried away, and like he pretty much admitted to making it for views. And on the subject of views and stuff, we're really good at this segue stuff now.
We've really improved on this stuff.
Yeah. Is that he's also been accused of botting subscribers. So for a bit of backstory about Carousel's brother, the YouTuber. No, I'll call him Deji. For a bit of backstory on him, he's been stuck on 9.9 million subscribers for a long while.
Yeah.
And anybody that doesn't know, at 10 million you get it's a diamond play button, right?
Yeah, so at 100,000 you get a silver play button, which is like a plaque to commemorate getting to that milestone. At 1 million you get a gold play button, which is again getting to that milestone.
You're just naming off our goals here.
Yeah. at 10 million you get the diamond play button, which is the first two are like plaques that you can hang on the wall. The diamond play button is like a physical button that you have. I mean, I'm showing it with my hands. It's probably about that big. You get that for passing 10 million, and then
I'm looking it up because I really don't remember what it looks like.
It's just like a big silver button with like a diamond jewel where the play symbol goes. And then at 50 million, I've only ever seen it on PewDiePie's channel.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
PewDiePie got 10 little. Well, he got a big ruby
for 50 million. That was the ruby thing.
The big ruby, like, statue, which was his YouTube channel logo, and then he got like 10 or so little figures of those. And
I don't remember him getting those.
Yeah, because
I'll take your word for it.
He gave them out to his like most like loyal subscribers, I'm pretty sure. He gave a few of them. I don't know if he gave all 10 out or whether he gave like a few of them out, but he basically said like there's something he can look at on YouTube which shows who's been subscribed to him the longest and who's still been active. And he contacted them and sent it to them, I'm pretty sure, or he was going to do that. But yeah, so yeah.
Well, the 100 million one just looks a bit like the diamond one.
I've never seen that.
A ruby in it instead, or a red gemstone. Which is a bit.
I can't say I've seen the 100 million one.
It's a bit underwhelming. Literally, just imagine the diamond one, but it's red instead of white. The play button.
Well, the 50 million one, I thought. The 50 mil one I thought was a big step up from the diamond one, so for them to be going like backwards.
Honestly, 100 million, it seems like at that point you should just get like a life-size statue of yourself.
I was saying to Hat the other day, because we've been watching a fair few YouTube videos, and one of them, in the background there was both the old and the new play button plaques for 1 mil. I said to her, I so much prefer the old ones. Like,
yeah, I think I remember those. Those are a lot better.
Because the new ones, it's basically a gold plaque with the button like engraved into it. The old ones were a frame that had like a physical button screwed into the frame, and then like congratulations, blah blah blah, written on the glass for that frame. And I just thought they looked great.
To play devil's advocate, I guess the reason for that is like back then a lot less people had 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So now it just costs a lot more to make them if they kept that way. So
it is something
like cheapened it up.
It's something crazy how many people have 1 million subscribers.
Oh, it's it's at least in the thousands. It's mental. Hopefully we're on that list someday.
Hopefully. But back to what you were talking about with buying followers and subscribers.
Yeah, so he's been accused of that because apparently his like growth and like subscribers per video compared to views just like doesn't make sense. And his brother on his second channel, he's actually super close to 10 million subscribers as well. And his like views and subscriber gain per video looks completely different, and that's apparently like how it's meant to look. So yeah, that's pretty heavy accusation. I think it was literally like 10,000 on the dot subscribers per video that he was making until 10 million. Which is pretty suspect because you'd think something like that would like fluctuate somewhat. But we kind of thought we'd talk about it in like regards to us and like how, in my opinion at least, how pointless it is, because if we get subscribers and if this channel takes off, I really want them to like actually watch the channel and engage with us and stuff, because you see it all the time, like people with like hundreds of thousands of followers and then like maybe 100 comments on a thing, and it's obvious that something fishy's happened there. But I want, if people are watching and subscribing, I want them to like actually care about the product. That's just my take on it.
I totally agree, and like, you know, I've seen a couple profile. This is more related to Instagram. Like in terms of buying followers and stuff. I in my first year of uni went to a couple, conferences basically about social media growth. They were with the BBC and stuff, and like there was a guy who came in who worked for Google, and he was talking about my camera stopped recording.
I was about to say it's an hour and a half now.
I'll quickly go turn that back on.
I do have another subject actually that I want to talk about after this, but it won't be too long.
Yeah, that's recording. So he was saying that with Instagram, on average, you should get around 10% of your followers as like likes on your pictures. So let's say you had 800 followers. On average, a person with that would get around 80 likes, just because of how many people are active. Hello. No, we shouldn't be too long.
I'm checking my numbers now.
I'm
curious.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, she's starting dinner. But yeah, so like on average, someone with 800 followers will get around 80 likes.
It's looking the same for me pretty much.
Yeah, but you know, it all depends on who's following you and how active they are on Instagram. There's like a whole big algorithm with it all, but that's just the average thing. And like I've seen people that have got like 10,000 followers, but they're getting something stupid like, well, not 10,000. I've seen people with like 1,000 followers getting something like 20 likes on a photo.
Yeah, no, that's you know, then something's up there.
Yeah, and it's just, I agree with you. I think it's pointless in terms of this. I completely agree. These are long videos. Like the whole YouTube algorithm is all about having a 10-minute video because it's long enough to get ads and it's short enough for people to watch it. These are long videos. For people to actually sit here and watch the whole video and like take in what we're saying, I love it. I love the thought of it, and I love seeing that people have actually watched it. And it's just like, if we had 1 million subscribers, but only 3 of them were actually watching the videos, I'd just feel really deflated. Like,
yeah, I couldn't agree more. And hopefully this is like super ironic in the future. Us talking about so many views and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I don't see the point in buying subscribers and buying followers, because at the end of the day, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to the people looking at your channel. Like, and you know, people have been cracking down on it. Like YouTube did a whole thing like not too long. I think it was like last year or the year before, where they looked through botted channels that were subscribing to people And it's just like, I mean, one of my friends, he has an app on his phone, which gives him like a list of hashtags that you can use for Instagram, and part of it gives you random people to follow, and I think it's something like if you follow them, like if you go onto that section, you get put up for people to follow you. So it's like a follow for follow kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what's the point if these people aren't actually real or aren't active? Like,
Well, what's strange is that I've seen before on Twitter, like when I've been looking at what's trending and stuff, because sometimes I get my like news from there, because it's such a journalistic temple, Twitter. But I've seen people post before with literally every trending hashtag in their tweet, so that it like gets picked up by more people, even though the picture or the tweet has nothing to do with what's trending. They're just doing it to like try and get followers, which is really. I mean, I respect it in a way because it's like a hustle, but it's a bit dirty. It's like blood diamonds.
Wow.
Like you have a nice thing, but at what cost?
I'm thinking of a particular individual that we know, who
Trying to think now.
had a presence on YouTube, but the followers the subscribers were fake. Trying to.
You'll have to tell me afterwards.
I'm trying to think of just like a trigger word that I can say to you that will make you remember. That isn't like bait.
Okay. Just tell me afterwards.
I will. But yeah, like it was completely obvious that he had bots like subscribed to him, because it's just like you'd go onto the comments and there'd be people that had commented on his video, and it would be something stupid, like their name would be like Harry Potter or just a random name. You click onto their profile, no one they're actually subscribed to, no one subscribed to them, no videos, no likes, no nothing.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Musical.
Yeah.
I know it.
I don't know if I've showed you one of their latest videos, but a video's gone up. And yeah, I'll send you the link afterwards.
It is amazing content. Yeah. I don't know how you could ever accuse them of fighting subscribers, because that there's some love put into that.
I mean, like going from it from like a personal standpoint, like I would absolutely love for one of my pictures that I upload on Instagram to just completely blow up.
Yeah, like, of course, who wouldn't?
Being like, I mean, I'm not even like a photographer. I'm more into video, but it's just like I love my photography. I love what I do, and it's just like, I'd love to wake up one morning and just look at my phone, and it's just a load of Instagram notifications of people following me and people liking my picture.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'd want that is if that came naturally. I don't want to go to sleep and press a button on my phone, which means that when I press that, I'm going to wake up to like 1 million likes and God knows how many followers. I want to go to sleep and then wake up with the surprise of that, because I've earned it. I mean,
it's literally just a get followers button.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're sponsored posts. Like, you can sponsor your post, you can have it reach more people. I don't see a problem in that, because what you're doing is you're just showing your picture to people to get them interested in your Instagram. You're not having fake people, they're still real people.
So what's insane as well is that it's actually not too expensive.
No.
I think I saw some prices. I'm not going to try quoting it, but I've seen it for as little as like $10.
Yeah.
Which is probably like £8, something like that, £7-8.
Is that for buying followers and stuff?
Or subscribers? I can't remember which one, but it's really not as expensive as you think it would be, which is crazy. But I did think of something else to talk about before we head off.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too long. But I was thinking of the whole like family friendly thing that we were going for.
Yeah.
And I think we initially thought of it as like trying to not get screwed by YouTube kind of thing. for like cursing and stuff.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking of it more as like, if we're family friendly, then we're gonna appeal to more people.
Oh yeah.
Like we know that for whatever reason, if a parent sits their kid down with the podcast, that they're not gonna be like scarred for life or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like the idea of like anybody and everybody being able to watch it. We don't get political. We don't get controversial. I mean, you've got me being gay, but unless you're like against that,
Yeah.
there's no problem really.
I mean, like I completely agree, because like I'd want someone to be able to like stick this on their TV or on their phone connected to a speaker in like a house full of people and not have to worry about listening to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because I know one of my friends, you know, the guy who I said has like podcasts for each like individual thing, and like he asked the topic question, why we're not topic specific. So he listens to a lot of podcasts in his car, to and from work. Obviously he doesn't at the moment because he can't go to work, but that's what he usually does. He usually like sticks on a podcast as he's going to work or coming back from work, and he listens to podcasts all the time in his car. And I know that his mom, he drives her around loads. I wouldn't want his mom to have to turn off our podcast because his like mom's in the car or his niece is in the car or something. You know what I mean?
It's like playing rap music in the car.
Oh yeah.
Driving along, and then you hear like, "I shot this guy because I'm an N." We're all good on that front.
Yeah.
You can play this to your mum.
Yeah.
It might be a bit strange, but you do you.
I mean, moms love us. Moms love us.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, I said to my mum that one day we should get our mums to like take our place and then just not acknowledge it for an episode.
I'm not gonna lie.
And your mum will call mine Sam and mine will call you Charlie.
I think mine and your mum would get on like a house on fire.
That'd be so funny.
Honestly. Mother's Day special.
Everyone else is like, who are these people? We're just like, us.
But imagine if like our moms just took off and people didn't like our podcast unless it was our moms doing it.
I mean, I'd be salty, but I'd be happy.
We'll just produce the podcast. We'll be the behind the scene producers, like, you know.
But yeah, I think that's everything on the agenda.
My side.
Before I forget to say it, because I'm going to try to, like, every episode from now on, even if it does get repetitive, I feel like it's quite important. Mm-hmm. It's not anything Peroni related, don't worry. But if you have made it this far, you know what I'm going to say now.
Yeah.
In the video, we would really appreciate you giving us a subscribe, because hopefully that means you like the episode and you can see more.
Yeah.
Like the video, our social medias and stuff are all in the description. If there's enough demand for it, we're gonna move to Spotify as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just so there's like another platform to listen to us on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
We
Karen.
We looked at the analytics because we're businessmen.
Business.
And it said that 70% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed.
Yeah.
So if you're hearing this and don't want to be in that 70%, then please help us out by, like I said, giving us that subscribe. And yeah, hopefully we can make more content that you enjoy in the future.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, it's just a little button, it's just a little click, subscribe. Like, it's not like you're gonna be bombarded with notifications. It's free, it's easy, and it just helps us and supports us and helps us grow.
Should we be one of those people?
What?
That's like, subscribe, punch the notification button in the face.
Or be like, Morg, okay, here's the 5-second challenge. You have 5 seconds to subscribe. 5, 4.
Well, I know a pet peeve of a lot of people is when people ask for subscribers at the start of the video.
Yeah.
So
we add it in at the end to be nice.
Yeah, when we do it, we're normally going to try to do it in the middle or the end.
Yeah.
Just maybe both sometimes, but forgive us for that. But yeah, we're not one of those that would like try to get you to sign up for something before you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just a bit weird, and it kind of relates back to what we were talking about earlier, where we want people to subscribe to us that actually care about the content.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, me and Sam are doing this because we enjoy it. We're not doing it to, like, you know, as much as we'd love to get 1 million subscribers, that could take us like a month. That could take us like 10 years. We might not ever get there. Hopefully we will.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
But it's just like, you know, we do this because we want to, and we do it because we enjoy it. And it's just like, you know, we just hope you share that enjoyment with us. And if you do, just hit the subscribe button. Also,
I don't know if you've looked at the Twitter that I've been posting to, but I think I really want to start pushing the idea that everyone watching is like the third podcast member.
Yeah.
Because that's really like the mood that we want to go for.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
want you to feel like you know us in and out. That's why we talk about
Us.
what we've done in the last week. So that's what friends do.
Yeah.
And without
Sam
getting
needs
too
some more
juicy-
friends.
Huh?
Sam
I
needs some
need
more
friends.
friends.
That's what I said. Without getting too cheesy, we would love to consider anyone that subscribes to the channel a friend, and we hope that you consider us the same.
And then you can all come round for a massive barbecue when this is over.
1 million subscriber special, inviting 1 million people over for a barbecue.
Imagine.
That sounds something like that's some Mr. Beast kind of stuff.
I was thinking that, yeah. I was just gonna say, completely off topic, but I've done that thing where I've had like a fireplace on the TV while I've been doing this, and my camera's in front of the wood, so it just does look like my camera's on fire. But yeah.
Right, that's a 1 million subscriber title then, giving away 1 million hot dogs. I love it.
Love it.
But yeah, is that the end of the podcast? I think it is.
I believe so.
Not of the podcast, of the episode. Don't get alarmed.
You know, someone sat there thinking, "Oh, thank the Lord, end of the podcast."
Yeah, I'm sure we know a few people that are like injecting the podcast into their veins.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
watching it on repeat. Something else that we didn't mention, but would really help us a lot. Share it with your friends.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it and you have like-minded friends, then by all means you have our written consent to share it with anyone that you feel like would wanna see it. But I think that's everything.
I do believe it is.
Yeah. So signing off from Sam.
And from Charlie, again, thanks for viewing, and we'll see you again next week.
We will speak to you whenever.
Speak to you whenever.
And goodbye.
Bye. Bye.